At Citrus, we are passionate about coffee and even more so about our own, unique, special blend. That's why we thought it would be great to show you just how serious we are, and the lengths we go to bring you something to be proud of.
Our roasters use the finest beans from 72 of the 76 coffee-growing regions of the world.
When green beans arrive, every sack is tested for quality. Any that fall below our strict standard are rejected before being moved into storage ready for the next step.
The beans needed for our recipe are picked and stacked, before being emptied into the sorting hopper where they are blended to formulate our secret recipe.
The next step of the process involves the blended green beans, passing through pipework using vacuums and augers into highly sophisticated inspection equipment. In this incredible machine, sensors detect debris such as stones, dirt, paper, blades, sacking and anything else which shouldn't be there. Any foreign object is instantly ejected at high speed and is confiscated.
The inspected beans then travel through pipework into waiting bags, barrels, boxes or totes.
Most of our coffee is roasted on small, 8-kilogram, air roasting machines. In an air roaster, the beans never sit still so are roasted evenly without any scorching.
The green beans are vacuumed up into the roasting chamber. Air jets toss the beans at the same time as a computer controls the environment inside. The temperature is raised to a specific point, for a specific time, all according to a unique recipe. The beans reach the first crack where the shell pops open.
Following secret, controlled stages, the computer controls the fan speeds, temperature, roasting time, dosing and the vital cooling process. The color of the beans can change in mere seconds. Any mistakes here can ruin a roast, or even cause a fire.
Once a specific temperature is reached and the beans crack for a second time, the machine discharges the roasted beans into a special high-speed cooling chamber. This happens to stop the gas in the beans from continuing to roast the beans and stop the process as quickly as possible. Once the beans reach 50 degrees Celsius, they are dispensed into a waiting tote or box ready for being moved to the next step.
For bigger batches, up to 100 kilograms of green beans can be loaded from totes, through pipework, and loaded into a large, gas-fired roasting chamber. This is a highly skilled, manual, roasting process. The chamber is rotated, whilst a professional inspector constantly checks the color of the beans. This is a highly developed skill which comes with years of experience. The roaster not only has to avoid the risk of fire in the chamber, but also to know exactly when to stop the roast, given his years of learning of the exact shade and color the bean needs to be.
Once the beans reach the correct shade, a door is opened and the beans fall into a waiting hopper. Inside, an auger pulls the scorching hot beans from the base of the hopper, up, and over a plate, tossing them in the air to lower the temperature and to stop the roasting process.
Our roaster can handle batches up to 160 kilograms in their largest roaster.
Once the beans have cooled, they pass into another inspection chamber which shakes and pumps air through the beans, sifting out any stray chaff or particles which are not identified as roasted beans.
The totes or boxes of roasted beans are then sent for bagging, or, if we need them ground, they are sucked up through pipework into a triple roller grinder. The gaps in between the rollers get increasingly smaller in order to break and crush the coffee to a fine dust.
In another stage of quality control, our specific blend has its own, unique, color. A special tester analyzes the color to ensure it is an exact match to our requirements. Any coffee which is too light, or dark, to within only 3 points will be discarded.
Our roaster has the ability to package our coffee as beans or ground, in our own, specific packaging. They can also create coffee bags using fully biodegradable bags. All of the processing for this packaging is done in a sophisticated, environmentally controlled environment to ensure freshness, quality of product and to avoid any contaminants from entering the product.
One of the options we have investigated in the past, and continue to do, is the option of supplying our coffee in convenient, Nespresso-compatible, coffee pods. Again, these are produced in a controlled environment where the sleeves of the box slide down and are unfolded by the machine. At the same time, the Nespresso pods are loaded into a waiting holder before being rotated into place, into a vacant slot on the conveyor.
As the pods pass along the belt, our coffee is loaded into a dosing chamber before dropping an exact amount into an awaiting pod. The same machine then tamps the coffee to a precise pressure. Rolls of foil unwind above the pods where a heat sealer cuts and seals the pod before being pressed firmly into place. Each pod is injected with nitrogen gas before being sealed. This forces out oxygen, ensuring the coffee cannot go stale.
At this point, a laser checks to ensure the pods are perfect. Any which aren't, are instantly rejected. The remaining pods are passed onto another conveyor and moved to a suction machine which loads, and flips the pods, interlocking them. They pass along the line where a sleeve unfolds. Each row of pods is then slid in from the back, passes along the tube and is sealed at either end, ready to be boxed and sent to us to sell to you.
We hope you've enjoyed seeing the lengths we go to in order to bring our amazing coffee to you. We appreciate your custom and support and look forward to seeing you soon.